Maple sap runs sparkling clear on this sugar mountain. Many mornings have found 79-year-old Henry Steckbauer stoking the boiler fires, just like his grandfather did. 3 generations of the Steckbauers presently harvest sap on 3/40 of wooded hills, and old Henry keeps things cooking. Henry, how many years have you been tapping into these trees and making maple syrup?
50 years.
50 years?
Yeah. There's a good market for it now. It didn't used to be that way. Hell, we used to take it in to go and peddle it out from house to house to get rid of it.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Years ago, and then you couldn't sell it.
Current harvesting continues a tradition that began in New England during the 1600s. Around here, active production started in the 1880s, and the work still remains the same.
We tap around 700 each year.
Wow. And how much does each tree yield?
Right around 40 gallons, I'd say, between 40 and 50 gallons of sap.
Do you look forward to the spring and maple syrup season?
Oh yeah, it's fun to get out in the woods and just wander around if nothing else. And this gives you a good opportunity to stay out here and do some work at the same time.
Definitely a backwoods adventure. Trails cut many years before still provide access routes among the pines and maples for both tractor and horse cart. Edwin Andraschko extends a neighborly courtesy with his team. Good weather makes for fast-running sap, and the extra horsepower is a welcome bonus. What are the best conditions for the sap to run?
Well, it should freeze nights. A little frost like we had last night and warm days. That's your best days.
This is called a sap wagon, is that right?
Yep. Sap wagon in the spring.
And these were quite common.
Oh, yes.
Years ago here.
Well, when the snow was deep, they used a sleigh.
Uh-huh. It's kind of sad, I guess, that all the horses have been replaced now with tractors.
Yeah.
Some of the modern stuff.
This is the only way I ever gather sap.
I guess your horses don't get a lot of work during the wintertime, do they?
Well, just hitch them on the sleigh and go for a ride once in a while.
Oh, you use them on the sleigh, too?
Oh, sure. That's my snowmobile.
Without the noise, right?
Yeah.
Loading sap is heavy work, but everyone moves fast. 8-year-old Bobby steps right along with 81-year-old Charlie. Few family traditions have such a single-minded purpose. Tanking the sap up in the woods means unloading it at the sugar shack. Charlie leads this bucket brigade, passing the sap down for cooking and the resulting evaporation.
Well, we have 200-gallon pans, and they will get between 5 and 6 gallons out of the tube.
How many gallons of syrup will you work with this spring?
We'll get between 200 and 300 gallons.
And where will it be distributed?
And just locally. Most of our syrup is already sold before we make it. It's already ordered.
300 gallons of maple syrup adds needed income to the Steckbauer household. But their production is a mere drop in the bucket compared to Reynolds Sugar Bush. Aiden Reynolds operates this commercial distribution and manufacturing center, and the business has changed drastically since its inception.
When I got involved in it, of course, I was just a young lad. My dad made syrup, as well as my grandfather before him, and I understand my great-grandfather made syrup. In fact, I always felt they were a little smarter. They kept it as a sideline. And no doubt, the early making of syrup was for their own family suite.
How did you become, I guess, what's called the world's largest maker of maple syrup?
Now that I can't quite understand myself. It isn't because there was any planning done, I'm sure of that. We just have expanded it. And of course, I think the key thing, maybe, and I mean that, just maybe, we have worked a little harder on marketing than some of the other producers did. Hard work. The North Country lives by that ethic. And at Sugar Bush, it's a labor of love.
I like it. It's something about when you do this thing once, it kind of gets in your blood, and you're hooked for life on the thing. And I'm probably one of the fortunate ones to enjoy doing what I'm doing.
Fuel oil burns at an astonishing rate here. Over 100 gallons per hour fire the evaporation process and keep the assembly line rolling.
We do quite a lot of custom labeling right here, and we ship to quite a few people that would have their label on it and not ours.
For instance,
But
log
not too much.
cabin or maybe
Well, yes,
griddle.
log cabin would be, they're one of our biggest customers. In fact, we supply quite a lot of the food chain stores, and we are in a unique spot, maybe, not necessarily this place here, but a unique area to supply the Midwest and Western and Southern areas more so than New England can.
Oftentimes, the Steckbauers and other area farmers sell their excess sap to the Reynolds operation, but most prefer to cook their own. For them, the warm steam represents the sweet smell of success.
You must use a lot of wood.
I would say between 40 and 60 cords a year.
You have a pretty busy day, don't you? You get up, milk the cows, come up here and spend most of the day?
Oh yeah, it takes between 5 and 7 hours. Just depends on how much heat you got underneath it to boil the 200 gallons away.
And you keep telling yourself this is supposed to be fun.
It is in a way. Sometimes we get a few people up here and we play cards and drink beer. Have a little party.
And let the thing boil.
And let her boil. Just keep firing her up.
Oh, to live on Sugar Mountain with the barkers and the colored balloons. You can't be.
Yeah. You're on camera.
Candid camera. You better get over there too.
You're going to sit on top of it?
Yeah, she'll sit on his lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna talk about? Do we have to talk about it too? Yeah.
I think you should have gone with it.
How you feel? Yeah, that would be good. Forget about the camera now.
Don't lay on
Well, you didn't like my chicken dressing today, didn't you? You don't like chicken dressing. Oh, doesn't he? I do. Kenneth won't eat either. Oh, I love it.
Oh, I like it.
I like it better than meat. I do too.
I can
And I shouldn't have it.
But we don't have chickens anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I like chicken. I eat quite a bit of chicken. We do too. Lighter. I like the stovetop dressing, and that's what I make it. Oh.
I like chicken out here when they go Sundays.
Yeah. Oh, Melody, yeah. I like it there too.
Why don't you tell us about the good old days when you used to go past our place every Wednesday and Sunday night?
Sometimes you go.
That's pretty much forgotten already.
Oh, no, you can't forget that.
It's a long, long time ago.
Well, Sarah told him that they shouldn't go there. Go come down there. You could do better than that.
Carefully, you said.
Yeah, true. A lot of water over the day since them days.
Yeah, you only got something to say.
Well,
My thinker is sleeping.
Marjeannie and I are going shopping. Tomorrow? Oh, that's nice.
That's one thing I don't have
She
to
was,
do.
we was gonna go today, but she had them texts.
Yeah.
Come.
I thought you must have been busy a
It's
couple
just
days
about
with
the end now.
the
anyway.
voting too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like to drive in town anymore. My feet are numb, you know.
Yeah.
I was going down Main Street in Antigo yesterday. I said to Catherine, and yes, years ago I used to do this for fun, drive around
Yeah.
in Antigo on Friday night.
Only he said he didn't have any brakes on the car. Now he's got brakes.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember the first car I had, 1924, I bought a brand new Ford Touring.
Yeah. But that was something. Everybody was looking at that, huh?
Yeah.
All I
We went
remember is your
38
truck.
miles an hour, and boy, we thought we went.
All I remember is your truck, when you made a truck, is that the car you made the truck out of?
Oh, no,
No.
no, that's way after that,
This was a 1924, his first one. That
before we were married.
I traded that off. I got a coupe then, 23
What
coupe.
was that? How did that work? You had to buy it to get her and sell it to keep her?
Oh, no. No, I was a bunch of guys, my friends and all. We made a bet.
In Oshkosh.
Gosh, that was. Each one would buy a car, you know. There was only one guy that bought a car, and that was me. And they always rode with me.
They wrote me in on that one.
Just cheap talk, huh?
Yeah.
Yours was expensive?
Well, it's 400 and some, I don't know, 30-some bucks.
There was a lot in those days.
Did you stay with Sheeny for a while? Or visit him down there, Sheeny Stickflower? He had a tavern and a store by the school over there?
Yeah, it seems to me, yeah.
What's his first name? Sure.
Woofy.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember hearing him, that's all I.
I always remember hearing how you were a pipe fitter.
Yeah.
Or a steam fitter, steam fitter, I guess they call it.
Steam fitter. Put in furnaces in on big apartment buildings, you know.
Well, after we were married, he was working on telephone
Yeah,
You were?
but that didn't last.
in
long.
Asta.
You get everybody off.
I've been listening to him too much.
Hard times came on, you know, and
Yeah.
laid everybody off. You couldn't buy a job.
Yeah.
And I worked for the city a while. We were paving streets. That didn't last long either. Then we come up here and we bought this brush pile up here. That was just logged off.
Nobody
We
had
cut the
much money.
firewood on that.
Nobody had much money in those days.
No, no,
And Charlie had this, didn't he? Your Uncle Charlie?
yeah, this 40,
And then we bought that.
and then the 80 over there too.
Do you remember the party, the Clarence birthday party Clarence had up on top of the hill in the Hummerbauer house?
Seems to me I can remember, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
The sisters were all up there, and Henry was up there, and Norbert Hoyt. The next day, Mrs. Hoyt had to take Norbert to the doctor. He was sick. He had a keg of beer.
Oh.
Doctor asked what he had, what he did the night before, what he had, and it kind of finally came out. Doctor said, well, in a day or two you'll be all right again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. The old house was up there yet then.
Yeah, I remember being to Hummerbauer's, and Dad went there to get the sauerkraut cutter, cabbage cutter.
Yeah, yeah.
Where was your old house, the first house you had?
It's tore down, it was
Yeah.
only a two-room shed.
Between their place and Stuffer
Oh.
Then we built that shack down here right where this one is. We moved that away.
Where is that now?
We tore it
Oh,
down.
it is?
Tore it down and made the milk house out of it.
It was 2 rooms, wasn't it? Kitchen and bedroom?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all.
then afterwards, when we moved in here, then we used it for a granary
Mm.
for a few years.
Oh, yeah.
And then we tore it down and then we built the milk house over there. Well, served the purpose.
Yeah. That's all you can ask.
Yeah, done a lot of building around here, mostly all myself too.
I haven't forgotten when I was here for barn raising one time, I didn't know enough to go home afterwards. I know with Norbert Hoyt instead of going home with Clarence.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
And you went down to Rivers and gave me a ride home. A bicycle with me.
Yeah, we built 2 barns. We built one, we practiced on the
Yeah.
building, you know. And later we built the other one, how we wanted. Of course, they didn't have much room anyway.
You know where George lived up at Hogarty that time, in that log house? Before you get to Jensen, just get past Kamchik's, you turn
Oh,
around.
yeah,
yeah.
That burned down this Sunday night or something.
Did?
was that the one that burned?
Mhm.
Oh.
Where it said all the guns?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
See, I saw that smoke Sunday afternoon.
Oh,
Yeah.
he wasn't living in the house. He had the guns in the house.
Yeah.
He was living in a trailer. There was a trailer parked up.
Yeah,
I forgot
that's what
who
it
told
said.
me that. He lived in the trailer in the...
Well, that's the place.
Burnt a lot
In
of
the paper, I
gunpowder and
didn't know
stuff.
just where that was, but it said on 52.
No, I wouldn't know either. Well, then I'll get out there.
I saw the smoke.
There've been a lot of fires there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Down by Fast too, or back in the side road.
Yeah.
Everybody's going back to wood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't know how to burn it.
They
Yeah.
don't know how to operate that.
No, we burn oil and wood.
So we,
We
this year I haven't used my wood boiler. I've got a barrel stove in the basement. I heat the basement, and then a lot of times in the daytime the furnace never runs at all, the oil furnace.
Oh, it gets
That
so
way
hot in the
we
house
sleep in the basement
every
and
day.
night, and it was nice and warm sleeping.
Yeah, so those glass windows, you know, those
Oh,
glass,
yeah.
glass doors, and then in the breezeway, it gets so hot in the house in the
Oh, I
afternoon.
don't like it so hot that night.
Me either. You say you should turn it down in the morning.
Well, last year, a year ago already, the upstairs was all insulated, but we finished that and I insulated right away, you know. But the sidewalls, they weren't insulated. So last year we done that and new windows in there. Well, you could, you know, we go to bed at night, no fire in the stove, nothing, you know, it's all warm in there. It's so easy.
Yeah, ours too, it's real easy to eat.
Sure, a lot different than when we had it years ago, and the water pail used to freeze at night.
Oh,
That
yeah.
shack that we had, that 12 by 20
Dipper
shack.
froze in with it.
Yeah.
That was cold. No insulation or nothing, just
Yeah.
board and tar paper on the outside.
And we had that brick house at home, didn't even have tar paper in there. Just
Yeah.
plaster on the inside and sheeting on the outside and the brick.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, and brick helped a lot though.
Well, once they got cold, they were cold too.
Yeah, it takes a long time for
And in
them
the summertime, they got hot and they didn't cool off all
Yeah.
night.
I don't know how our house, but it was always cool in the summertime. It was cooler to stay in the house than it was to go outside.
I was surprised how this year, how warm it stayed.
Yeah, isn't it an unusual winter?
Yeah. Maybe we'll get it yet later on.
You never know.
I never liked winter.
Well, I
Oh,
know, I used to,
liked it, I looked forward to it, yeah.
Yeah?
Mhm.
I used to like to get out in the woods, you know, and
Mhm.
It was
take
something
firewood or logs.
Otherwise, you got, everything is brown,
Yeah.
and, you know, you wait for spring to things turn green, and then you're happy, you know?
Yeah.
And it stays that way all winter, like down in Atlanta too. Well, if weather's something like this, only it got warmer in daytime.
Yeah.
It was up to 67 one day, when we were there a couple days. The sun was nice, but then they had sleet and
Oh, yeah.
snow before we got there. You could see where a lot of trucks and cars and stuff
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
off the highway.
Virginia called the other night, she's in North Carolina, and that's what she said too, sleet and snow and
Yeah.
ice.
We went through one little corner of North Carolina on the way home.
She's in North Carolina?
Uh-huh. Chapel Hill?
Oh. You have to look and see what it is.
I remember when we first started here, we got the drought, you know, then,
Mhm.
for a while.
Grasshoppers.
That one year, there wasn't no snow at all, and I kept on clearing all the time, all through the winter. No snow, whatever. That year was made for me to get my clearing done.
Must have been the year I got worried. It was my birthday, or the 17th of December, and there wasn't any snow yet. I wondered how Santa Claus was going to come.
Yeah.
Oh, remember the
You
days.
get so excited, those first flurries of snow. No matter how cold it was, boy, I didn't want to miss school.
Oh,
Not because of cold, you know. Sometimes the teacher'd be disgusted because we came, or the furnace wouldn't work and she'd have to
Oh,
send us
yeah,
home. Yeah.
is your brother still on the farm?
Yeah.
Alone?
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, we saw him this morning. We stopped for breakfast at that campsite.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he came in there while we were there.
He's not married, is he?
No.
No.
Lucky guy.
Well, come on. You know better than that. What would you do?
I only saw
What
him
would you do
once.
without her?
Yeah. I only saw him once down by
Tell us, he's
here.
pretty quiet now.
Yeah. He better be.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sort of sorry for some of these people that don't have anybody to look after, or, you know.
Yeah.
You're worried about.
Just to talk things over,
Yeah.
you know.
You're so used to them kids being here, you know. And sometimes they don't come here for a whole day, boy, it seems kinda,
Yeah.
That guy's here every day.
Yeah.
In summertime, he comes down along the.
He's real nice too, I like him.
Yeah, he's a nice kid. But now, like Mary Fisher, I mean, they, you know, sat and they were company for one another, and now
Yeah.
all alone. That's terrible.
Plus, we got the boy there.
Grandkids next
Yeah,
door.
the grandkids.
Yeah.
But they're in school and they're getting bigger and they'll
Yeah.
be gone,
Yeah.
and you know how that goes.
I don't think she'll stay there very, very long.
They had it for sale this fall. and
Yeah, they did.
I asked him, he used to come here too. I says, Bill, what you gonna do if you sell? I ain't gonna sell, he says, I put it up so darn high.
Oh, that's one way to get out of it.
He wanted to sell it, he didn't.
Yeah. He liked it in the country, but I think she did too. She
They sure made a nice patch of it.
Such
That
a
looked
big
all
garden.
brushed there when they got there.
Mhm.
Well, she was a worker.
Oh, man, does she ever. Big garden and strawberries, everything, and cabbage. Oh, that big. Unbelievable.
We won't have to cook any syrup.
Seems funny to think that he's gone.
Yeah, it is, doesn't it? It just doesn't seem possible. And then, of course, we were gone, so we didn't see him, so.
Oh, that's right, yeah, he was
That
there.
much harder to believe.
Yeah.
I think it's the last we saw him was the day after Christmas in Marshall, wasn't it?
I think so.
I don't think we were at his house after that.
And we didn't go to the Antigo Hospital because they wanted things to settle down for him, you know.
We didn't go either, but Bill and Jeannie must have.
Yeah.
Once.
But said they had a sign on the door, family only, but then Mary invited him in.
Yeah.
Bill's and Jean's son was across the road, across the hall, had
Yeah,
a clinic
right.
club.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I didn't get to send him.
Otherwise, we didn't even know that he was in Antigo.
We knew it was.
Yeah, we knew he was.
That's something.
Did you get the annual paper today?
Yeah.
See Eddie's
Yeah,
article?
yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought he was in Warsaw.
Typical, wasn't it, or
Yeah,
something?
typical.
Yeah, he was in, no, he was in a nursing home.
Yeah, I know, but I thought he was.
But he
in
worked
Warsaw.
down there in a creamery.
Oh.
That's where he worked last, yeah.
Irene is in Wausau. Rosie and Rosie.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Harry down there, couldn't go to it.
Yeah, he isn't doing so well either, I guess. Everybody's getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when he was only a little.
You mean Eddie?
At the top
Yeah.
tavern, you know.
That's where he got his education.
Yeah, well, we had our life.
Well, when you think, you know, there's a lot of them passed away,
Boy, I guess.
person knew.
Even for us. a lot of
Yeah,
us
he
died.
made a list of the people that died that had visited at our house, and my gosh, I just couldn't believe it. Kept on and kept on reading. Must have been 20 people or so. Can't believe it.
And then one to add in.
Yeah. Yeah, Bill Fisher.
Yeah. And so many, I often thought at my age,
And then Heinrich, woman, burned
so
him.
much younger than I am, so many of them went.
Oh, her name was
Meyer.
Meyer,
Yeah, woman, yeah. Yeah, we haven't even looked through all our papers since we came back from our trip. Mary said that Bill's picture was in the paper,
Yeah.
and I wanted to go through them.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
She looked fat down there. Must have been early.
Oh, that was their 25th wedding.
Yeah, it must have been
anniversary.
because she had a facade on.
Yeah.
Boy, that doesn't take long. It hasn't been sick very long.
No.
Like that guy that had the store in Burnhamwood, they said he woke up in the night and he thought he had heartburn or something, you know. And he asked for some Alka-Seltzer or something like that, and he left the bedroom saying he was gonna get it, and she dozed back to sleep. When she woke up, he wasn't in bed. She talked to him about 12 o'clock at midnight, and then she got up at 3 or 4 o'clock or something, and he would get on the davenport.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Sure don't take long sometimes.
Well, just like my friend who used to go to school, Anna Smith. They they played cards the night before. They had a card party. And at 4 o'clock in the morning, she woke her husband up and she says, I got such pains on my chest. So she sat up in bed. And he got up and all of a sudden she fell back and was gone.
George Leinster went that way too.
Oh.
Yeah, they came home from eating out, and he just complained that he had stomach, bothering him, and he said, "You better bring me something. I have to throw up." Threw up and died.
You had to go to the to lay there and stuff for
Well, like
weeks
John
and weeks.
Lester, you know John, don't you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to lay there
He
too
is
long.
bad too.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
He's gotta have
Well,
that.
I always think it probably wouldn't be so bad for us to lay there and everything, because I've been sick a lot of times, and you get through it. It's the people watching that it's hard on.
Yeah.
That's what I don't want to be any trouble.
But John, you talking about Barry?
Lensner.
No, the one we played cards here with. Well, it's his wife.
Well, she's pretty good.
Yeah.
She had 2 surgeries too, and
Oh.
she's pretty good.
Now, who was she before she was married?
Walkover.
Oh, Walkover. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we used to go together quite often and visit.
Yeah.
Play cards.
Now we don't hardly see them anymore.
Yeah, that's the way it gets after a while.
Yeah, make it 52, then
Yeah, well, then. Over the top of me, I hope.
well, the medicine. This will go over your head.
Yeah, over my head.
Your head.
We had 5. First one died.
Oh, yeah.
He lived about 20 minutes.
My daughter's first one died too.
He was a cute little guy. Black skin. And the rest, all 4 were bald-headed.
None of my kids were bald-headed. They
Yeah,
all had
no.
a lot of hair.
My dad wasn't bald-headed either.
I thought he woke up. But I heard something.
Are these are the twins? Younger ones?
The last 2 are the twins, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But Bill is sure a nice guy. I really can't say that I know the others. I think you only got 3 left too.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that Bobby had such a good job too, and
Yeah. That's the way it goes. We lost a little girl too.
Yeah. How old was she?
She just lived 3 days.
Oh.
She was baptized and confirmed. See that? She was the 5th child.
Oh.
yeah, if they had all lived, we'd have had another boy too.
Oh, it was a boy. Where does the other twin live?
Nina.
In
Yeah,
Nina.
Nina.
They
And
say
Carol,
that's
the
all-
oldest one, lives in Appleton.
They say that's hard for twins when
Yeah,
they're
it was,
pregnant.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's married again too.
Oh,
His
yeah.
wife.
His wife, yeah.
She married a guy with 5 kids.
And how many did she have?
3. But then his oldest 2 were not there now, with him no more. The one was married and one was in service. But the other one, the smallest one, his folks keep. And the 2 other ones, Janet and Ben got.
Oh, Gee, isn't that a beautiful chant?
Yeah,
It's
that's
so pretty.
One that,
Ray, our daughter, Rosalind's husband made that clock.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Of course, our lumber hay.
Yeah.
all cedar.
All cedar.
Is that ever nice?
He's handy with that
He's
stuff.
handy.
Kenneth's got some cherry wood knife.
Oh, that's nice too,
That
Terry.
would be nice
Mhm.
to make clock out of. was so wonderful. Mine looks terribly thick.
Yeah, ours was
This
through
is the
that.
second one too.
Just the
Yeah.
second one.
I tore it apart and then that
It's from
Carol's
root
husband,
bombs,
he
you know, they don't
put it in 2 different pots. I says, okay, you can have one.
Oh,
And that grew so fast.
maybe that's what I should do with mine, is kind of start it over.
I know,
How
the
did the
whole
root-
root just come up.
Yeah, that's,
Then dried.
Divide
it's
it
a
off.
root bomb, you
And we
know.
divided it off, yeah.
Hmm,
Gotta have a bigger pot, you know, so
Yeah.
there's more ground.
yeah. I bought some plant food yesterday in the store, and
You know what I use for plant food? They claim coffee.
is that right?
Diluted.
That's supposed to keep the bugs out, isn't it?
And I use it for all plants, geraniums and everything.
Mm.
Nice.
The grounds, or,
The coffee, regular coffee, I
Oh,
dilute it with
coffee.
water and
oh, she dopes them up a little bit.
I dope them up.
I wonder if a little brandy would work.
I don't know.
Is it kind of the caffeine or not decaffeinated?
Oh, we got no we don't decaffeinate it. We use just the regular, not decaffeinated. We don't like
I
decaffeinated.
stay with that old stuff.
Yeah. Need that little push in the morning, or pull, whatever.
I can't really tell the difference.
I don't think so, not much anyway.
I can't tell any difference in coffee. Some people can.
I can after I drink it, because,
Oh,
yeah,
I like it strong, but he don't like it so strong.
yeah. I stay with decaffeinated, but
Well, too
Twice-
strong maybe isn't good for
twice
you
now,
either.
in the last month or so, I had a cup of the other kind, and oh, I felt so sick. And last time he gave me a can of 7-Up, and I drank it real slow, and then that straightened me out again.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna.
Like I went to sleep again, huh?
Oh, yeah, he sleeps till 2 all the time.
Shut it off.
Yeah, if you wanna. Then you can show it to them.
Maybe you'd like me to have you try and show that to you on your TV?
No, I can't sit there that long.
Okay, now you can tell us all about it.
Shove them back for the
That's okay.
Did you take the picture already?
Oh, so we're taking it now.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. So quick. You're gonna visit with us. Tell us about the old times.
Oh, man, I didn't know.
Good old days. Tell us about your kids, how well they were behaved they were.
They were good kids.
You always said they were brats.
Good thing I brushed my hair in back.
Yeah.
What hair? I thought you shaved your head.
This is well could. Got much left.
Did you get Tony already?